Bless up, bless up, bless up. Grab your shoulder pads and your helmet. Let's go to work.
Have you ever found yourself caught in the same relationship pattern over and over again? You know, the one where you think this time is going to be different, but somehow you end up in the same exact place, feeling confused, drained, and wondering what went wrong. Let's start with something that might surprise you. Most of what we believe about love is actually completely wrong. Think about it. Where did you learn about love? From Disney movies where the prince saves the princess? From romantic comedies where someone hangs off a Ferris wheel, threatening to let go unless the girl says yes? From songs about obsessions disguised as devotion? We've been fed lies about love since we were little, and these lies are the foundation of every toxic pattern we repeat.
There's been a lot of things that we've been lied about, when it comes to our spiritual relationship. We've been lied about that. Uh, Feminism, large number of women been lied to about that. So when it comes to love, yes, a lot of us have been lied to. No one was really able to break it down in a way that we can understand. But a lot of that comes from not having mommy and daddy around to give us that balance to pour into us as they should.
Here's the brutal truth no one talks about. Real love isn't built in a highlight moment. It's not about vacation, the anniversary dinners, or the wedding day. Those moments represent maybe 1% of your actual relationship. Real love is built in the quiet Tuesday evening when nothing exciting is going on. It's about how you feel on a Monday morning before work. It's about coming home to that person on a Friday night when you're exhausted and want peace. But here's where most people get it completely wrong. We've been taught to chase chemistry like it's the holy grail of relationship. We think if our heart races around someone, they must be the one. But what if I told you that what you think is chemistry might actually be your nervous system screaming danger? When you first meet someone you're attracted to, your body experiences two things simultaneously: stress and excitement. The stress of wondering if they like you back, combined with the excitement of possibility. This creates what we call chemistry. But here's what happens over time. As you get to know someone and feel secure with them, the stress naturally decreases. They text you back consistently. They show up on time. You go exclusive.
Because there's an interest being shown through action. Okay? And it takes away, it starts to make you feel a little bit better. Things begin to feel better and begin to go smoothly. But there's also that other side as well. Let's highlight that. Well, she's going to highlight it.
The stress goes down, but we mistake this lack of stress for boredom when it's actually peace. We confuse consistency with excitement and stability with boredom. We think if things come peaceful, we've lost the spark. But you didn't lose the spark. You lost the stress. Your nervous system finally found what it was looking for all along.
And this is what a large number of men and women should really highlight and pay attention to. When you are with someone and they're peaceful, they're in a peaceful place. Now the both of you are at peace. Some individuals like chaos. Some don't know how to relax. This is what they know. Most have a tendency to gravitate to what they know.
A healthy relationship isn't one where you feel constantly on edge, wondering where you stand. It's one where you feel safe, stimulated, seen, and excited, heard without having to shout. Real chemistry isn't about your heart racing from anxiety. It's about finding someone who makes your heart race with genuine excitement.
Like being around that person and you're like a 2-year-old. It's just something about being around that individual that just gives you butterflies. You can't wait to hear that person's voice and share with that individual how your day went. And just to know that you could come to that person with anything and they're there to listen.
Also giving your mind a place to rest. If someone only excites you, that's chemistry. If they calm your nerve system, that's care. If they make your heart race but never let your mind rest, that's adrenaline, not alignment. This brings us to the second toxic pattern that destroys relationships. Love without boundaries is self-abandonment. How many times have you completely lost yourself in a relationship? You stop hanging out with friends, abandon your hobbies, skip the gym, and make this person your entire world.
We've all been there before, and we can't do that because the right person is going to motivate you and inspire you to handle your handle and to let you know, even being committed to that person, we're a team. You cannot allow yourself to get lost in an individual and you forget about everything else.
When a relationship ends, you feel like you have nothing left because you gave everything away. Here's what I wish someone would have told me years ago. Don't make another person your identity. Don't make them your everything. Don't make them your only thing. Because if you do and they leave or you leave them, you'll feel like nothing. Boundaries don't scare away real love. They filter out the noise. They bring the right people close and push the wrong ones out.
Never be afraid to set your boundaries and your limitation. This is what I will accept. This is what I will not accept. That's it. That's all. See, I had to learn about setting boundaries because if you don't set boundaries, an individual going to think it's okay to treat you and do to you whatever it is that they want. So setting boundaries is very important. Setting your limitations is very important
The people who get upset when you set boundaries were never there for you anyway. They were there for your access.
because a person, when you set your boundaries and that person respects your boundaries,
Think about it this way. Boundaries protect you from causing harm to yourself. If you set clear limits about what you won't tolerate, you won't stick around when people don't respect them. Too many of us accept and tolerate bad behavior because we never set boundaries in the first place. We keep giving people space to treat us poorly because we're afraid of seeming difficult or mean. But here's the thing about toxic patterns. They repeat because we allow them to repeat. Every time you let someone cross a line without consequence, you're training them that your boundaries do not matter. Every time you stay in a situation that drains you because you're afraid of being alone, you're choosing familiar pain over unfamiliar peace.
but sometimes being alone can be a blessing in disguise because it gives you enough time to focus on you. It gives you enough time to put you in a place where you are able to tackle things that you didn't even tackle. And then you have some individuals that deserve to be by themselves. They don't need to be in no relationship.
The third pattern that keeps you stuck is avoiding conflict instead of learning how to handle it properly. I used to think the best couples never fought. I thought if I disagreed with someone, they must be the wrong one. But relationships aren't meant to be comfortable all the time.
You're going to have storms. Relationships are going to be tested. Your faith is going to be tested, but it's how you handle it. What happens when you are hit with a storm? How do you handle a storm? Are you logic in a storm or do you react off of emotions? Do you look at what's before you, say, okay, babe, we're going to pray about this first, and then we're going to come with a solution? Or you just crack under pressure. You fold like a folder. It's how you get through it. Are you going to stand together and get through it? Or are you going to be divided?
To help you grow. Healthy couples don't avoid conflict, they manage it with repair. For every negative interaction in a relationship, you need 5 positive ones to stay emotionally connected. How you fight matters more than how often you fight. The next time you're in an argument, try this instead of defending yourself. Ask, help me understand what this brought up for you, and then actually listen without getting defensive. Most of the time when we fight, we're not really fighting about the dishes or who forgot to call. We're fighting old wounds. We're defending against something that happened years ago with someone else entirely.
Those triggers, those past traumas, those uh when we talk about traumas, childhood traumas, those past relationships that you really didn't deal with. So this is very, very important. Ask, what can we do so this doesn't happen again? That means that you're taking the other person's feelings seriously because that other person's feelings do matter. And you've realized what you've done was wrong, and you came with the solution. That makes you even more stronger.
It's about knowing how to repair when conflict happens. Here's another pattern that will change everything once you understand it. We overestimate how happy big moments will make us and underestimate how much the ordinary moments matter. An exciting life will cover the cracks of a bad relationship, but a good relationship will make the exciting moments even better. You want to make sure what you have is good, even when there's nothing thrilling going on. Some of my best memories with my partner aren't from expensive trips or fancy dates. They're from quiet evenings at home.
Yeah, having those nice romantic nights, having those movie nights, having those little coffee dates here and there, seeing her or him in the kitchen cooking, all of these little simple things. A lot of it spending that quality time together. Those are important memories. Those are very important things that you will always cherish versus the expensive dates, going here, vacationing there. Nah, that's part of it. But the real meat and potatoes of it is when you enjoying that alone time together. This is real game for your Bluetooth.
Just being together after a long day. Now let's talk about something that might shock you. Lust is loud, but real love is often quiet. Your brain craves novelty, which is why new relationships feel addictive. But over time, the dopamine fades and people mistake that for love fading. What you're really seeing is your brain adjusting to safety. The higher lust wears off, but emotional security is a slow burn.
It's almost like you're adjusting to that individual. Something you might think is wrong, you might think is bad, but it's actually a blessing and a good thing. It all depends on how you look at it and where your mindset is at that time. So that's why when we go into a relationship, we got to go into it with an open mind. We got to go into it willing to learn, willing to do something different that we've never done in order to have something that we've never had but always wanted.
Ask yourself weekly, do I feel more seen or do I feel more ignored over time? Do I feel safe or do I feel stimulated? If someone only makes your heart race but never gives your mind rest, that's adrenaline, not alignment. If you're always guessing where you stand, that's not passion. It's emotional confusion. Real love isn't about sparks, it's steadiness. It's finding someone who brings peace to your chaos, not more chaos to your peace.
A good woman is going to bring peace. A good woman is going to bring love. A good woman is going to show you that she cares. A good woman is going to meet you where you stand. A good woman is going to pour into you. A good woman is going to ask you questions. A good woman is going to listen. A good woman is going to stand beside you. A good woman is going to pray with you. A good woman is going to worship with you. A good woman is going to give you a good sexual experience. A good woman is going to treat you right and respect you. These are characteristics that if you a good woman, like you say you are, that you're posting on Instagram and TikTok, you a good woman, it will show, and your behavior will show in your actions. It will show in what you do, not just only what you say. Same thing goes for men.
Someone who regulates your nervous system instead of constantly triggering it. Safety doesn't kill connection, it deepens it. But here's something crucial that most relationship advice ignore. You have to do all of them back. We spend so much time analyzing what someone should be doing for us that we forget to ask what we're bringing to the table. Are you also providing safety? Are you also providing peace instead of chaos? And here's a reality check.
Before she continues, when a man asks a woman, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the relationship? If she's not coming with this, then you know what you need to do.
No one is perfect when you meet them. No one is going to be the ideal partner from day one. Relationships are about two people choosing every day to become better versions of themselves, to heal independently and together, to connect more deeply over time. You'll meet people who don't know how to listen yet. Are you patient enough to wait for them to learn? And do they want to learn for you? Are you willing to wait while they grow? And are they willing to do the work?
You can't expect an individual to move at a fast pace because you do. Every man, every woman moves differently. Having patience will also teach you some things about yourself.
Meet people who think you have baggage. Are they willing to wait for you to heal? And are you willing to heal? Those are the only two questions that matter.
If I'm with a woman and she needs healing and she's willing to heal, I'll go to counseling with her. I'll go there with you because that says a lot about who I am as a man to her. There's a lot of women that need healing. There's a lot of women that need counseling. There's a lot of women that wear their past on their face and you see it. But on the other hand, you have a large number of men that carry that same thing too. Some go into things with the wrong attitude versus going into something with the right attitude.
A healthy relationship is where you're both patient while the other person grows and you're both growing while the other person is patient. Your attachment style will affect your partner's and theirs will affect yours too. You're not immune to someone else's pattern. A secure person can bring safety to your life. An avoiding person can make you anxious even if you weren't before. Ask yourself, do I feel more regulated or more reactive around this person?
I love being a problem solver. I love being a protector. Love being a provider. Love being romantic. Love being affectionate. The woman I'm with. But that's just me. A lot of the things that I've learned from people before me. I had to sit. The puppy had to sit and listen to the big dogs talk. The puppy had to take notes when the big dog was speaking. And the more notes that I took, then I began to apply.
The way someone was loved shapes how they love you. If they were taught love had to be earned, they might make you prove yourself. If love was unpredictable in their family, they might test your consistency. If they were never truly heard, they might not know how to listen. If they were never held through difficult times, they might not know how to stay. People love through the lens of what they've survived.
Large number of women didn't have father in the home. It shows. It shows in the woman, in that woman's behavior. It shows how that woman moves. It shows how that woman treats you, that her father wasn't in the home. Her father didn't pour into her. There was not a balance. Goes back to your childhood. Vice versa. If the man didn't have his father in his life.
Sometimes someone is just protecting themselves the only way they know how. But you're not responsible for healing their past. You're responsible for protecting your peace in the present. Here's one of the most important patterns to break. Your standards are shaped by what you repeated, not what you deserve. You tend to fall for what feels familiar, but not necessarily what's healthy. If chaos was normal in your childhood, love without drama might feel boring. But familiarity is not the same as alignment. Just because something feels familiar doesn't mean it's right. List the top 3 emotional patterns you keep repeating in relationships. Then ask yourself, who taught you that was normal? Sometimes what feels like love is like a well-rehearsed wound. It's chaos that feels familiar, inconsistency that feels normal.
And we have to be willing. And when we get to that place where, in my opinion, where we've had enough, then that's when you have to look at yourself in the mirror and make an executive decision. What am I going to do different? And stick to that. We hear, oh man, she's attracted to the Pookie and Ray Rays, but the good man, she don't deal with him. Well, go back to her past. That is what she's familiar with. So she's going to gravitate to what she is familiar with. If a man is used to the Makitas and the Shaquitas, that's what he's going to gravitate to. So that when a good woman walks in the room, he's not going to know how to treat her. But if you trace it back, this is what you was accustomed to, because look at what you grew up around. Number one, look at who you hang around and introduced you to that. Number two. Number three, daddy wasn't in the picture, because I guarantee you.
Emotional availability that feels like a challenge you need to overcome. You think you're drawn to them, but really you're drawn to what you've been conditioned to survive. Your nervous system recognizes the patterns and thinks it knows how to handle it. You call it chemistry, but your body calls it danger. How do you break the loop? First, name the pattern. Ask yourself, what does this feeling make you remember from the
You have to be willing to identify the solution. Let's identify the pattern, identify the behavior, and ask yourself, why do you behave this way? What causes this behavior to appear? And why does this behavior appear when it comes to my social life and love life? You're going to have to take responsibility.
Clarity is the first step of breaking any cycle. Second, interrupt the autopilot. When someone triggers that familiar spark, pause and ask yourself if this is healthy or just familiar. And third, redefine love in your own language. Write down what love isn't, then define what you want it to feel like.
I did it in reverse. The man that you don't want will lead you to the man that you do want. Reverse it. Tell me about the woman that you don't want, because the things about the woman that you don't want will bring you to the woman that you do need.
Most people chase love based off of what they felt, not what they understood. But when you combine heart with science, emotion with self-awareness, and attraction with alignment, you stop chasing fireworks and start building a real life. The smartest way to break your toxic love pattern for good isn't about finding the perfect person. It's about becoming someone who attracts and recognizes healthy love. It's about healing your own patterns, setting boundaries that protect your peace.
It's your boy Big Truck. Go on ahead and subscribe, like, comment, and share. On to the next show. One.